Hey y'all, Shayla from Making Lemonade from Lemons, and today we are going to be making a cake. This is a really simple cake, and it is kind of like a spice cake, and then it's got coconut and nuts for a topping, and it's one that my mom has made for many years, and it's really simple, but it's really moist and it's really delicious. So I thought I would bring you along. Okay. So I am going to read this off and Isaac is going to show it to you. We have 1 1/4 cup of boiling water, going into the mixer, and then we have, it is a 1/2 cup of either lard, shortening, or coconut oil, which we are using coconut oil. So he's going to put that in. The next is a cup of oatmeal. And this is actually called an oatmeal cake because it's got oatmeal in it. I'm using the uncooked old-fashioned oats. And then you're just going to go ahead and turn that on and mix it in together. And we're just going to mix it until it comes together. Okay. All right. Now you're going to add 1 cup of homemade brown sugar. Packed, so it'll come out as one big clump because it's packed in there. And then a cup of sugar.
Not packed.
It's just white sugar, it doesn't pack. Then you're going to add in 1 egg. All right, because we're going to add the eggs 1 at a time. Just crack it into here. All right, once you see that it's all incorporated together, which it is, then you can go ahead and add that one in. So now you're going to add 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and you're going to want to stop that before you put that in. If you have a guard for yours, which I do have one, but it doesn't really guard very well. The spout is not big enough for a bowl like this. So I'll show you. Sort of like this.
It looks almost like caramel.
Yep, it's a really, I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Alright, okay, so you're going to add in, this is a mixture of a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. You can use whatever salt you like. It's also a teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, then we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to add 1 more for good measure. You can never have too much homemade vanilla. Alright. I'll show you what that looks like. Go ahead and start pouring it. You're going to pour this into a 13 by 9 inch baking pan. So you're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is you need to make the toppings to go on the cake. This is where the nuts and the coconut come in. So if you're not fond of coconut or you're not fond of nuts, you can leave those out and just do the brown sugar, butter, and make a glaze that'll go on it. But we really love coconut and nuts, so
like really love.
All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a cup of brown sugar. Mine is homemade brown sugar. If you've never made homemade brown sugar, it's so simple to make. So in the description below, I'll leave the instructions on how to do that. So a cup of brown sugar packed. Then you're going to use a cup of nuts and a cup of coconut, which is right here. Nuts and coconut. You need a stick of butter melted. And then you need an egg. All right. And you're going to mix this up.
It's already starting to look good.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then you add a tablespoon of milk. And I'm adding lactose-free milk. You can use whichever kind of milk you would like.
Or whichever you might need.
Tablespoon. All right. All right, and then, as you see, you mix that in. All right. Now, what's going to happen is once the oatmeal cake comes out of the oven, then I'm going to put this on top, and then it's going to go back into the oven, you know, to toast the coconut and the nuts on top. So, I will bring you back whenever the cake is done. Okay, we took it out of the oven, and it's still hot. And while it's still hot, he's going to put that on top and kind of spread it on. Okay, I'm gonna I'll let him spread it.
Yay!
It does sort of kind of melt as you are, because it's mostly butter and sugar, so it's kind of melting as you put this out here. It's supposed to. Okay. All right. So you can go ahead and spread it. Try to do it pretty evenly. It's not going to be real thick. It's not a very thick layer. And then we're going to put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. of it in there.
On accident. Totally on accident.
Got a big clump right here. Yep. There we go. It's almost, yeah, if you can tell, it's actually starting to melt. So, which actually is making it easier to spread too, so.
It's a very thick icing, I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this in the oven. Okay, so that is what the top looks like when it's done. And then I'm gonna show you what the pieces look like. Take a bite first.
It's very moist and soft.
So of course, you know that I have to take a bite too. Yes. It is very moist. That's really good. It's basically a type of spice cake. It's really, really delicious. So I hope you guys decide to try it because it's really good, and I will type out the recipe in the description for you so that you can just do that.
It's super good.
Taking another bite. Anyways, so thank you guys for spending time with us today, and we'll see you soon.
I hope you'll always be around.